My father was heavily politicized, right? Nkrumah was one of his friends.
Hi, Dad.
Hello. What would you like to know about me apart from that I'm your dad?
I'm Vanessa Kanbi, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to my dad. And this is Vanessa from the future. Just before we get into part 2 of my interview with my dad, I just wanted to let you know that this video is sponsored by Sendwave. It's a mobile app which allows you to send money from one country to another. So for example, from the UK, US, other European countries to countries such as Ghana, Nigeria, Tanzania, and other African countries as well, all from the comfort of your own home and within 1 minute most of the time. I just did a transfer and it took 15 seconds for the recipient to actually get the money. And no longer do you have to go down to the shop and go through a rigmarole to send money to, family, friends, or if you've got employees in Ghana, you can do it from home. Sendwave is available on both Apple and Android in the app stores. You just search Sendwave and it's quick and easy to set up, inputting all your information, and then you can decide whether you want to send to mobile money, or they now can actually send to Ghanaian bank accounts as well as Nigerian. So that's really exciting. And then you input all your information and then you can send your money. And the amazing thing is that you can get £10 free credit. All you have to do is when you download the app, it says, do you have a promo code? You put in Vanessa and you get £10 free credit until Monday, and then it goes down to £5 free credit. I'll put everything in the description below. Let's get back into the video with my dad.
My name is Daniel Osei Kwame Kwaku Kufuor Kanbi.
Where does your name originate from?
I was named after my grandfather, who was Osei Kwame Kufuor. Kufuor meaning a warrior.
Okay.
Okay. And I have 2 Christian names. I'm Daniel Gregory, but that's another story.
Did you choose them? No.
No, because the local Roman priest wanted me to be called Gregory because he was Scottish.
The guy was Scottish?
Yes.
Oh, that's so
And
weird.
my dad wanted me to be called Daniel.
Okay, so they put them both in.
So they incorporated both anyway.
That's so strange that, so from back then, you knew someone Scottish, from when you were born, basically.
Well, a Scottish hand touched me when I was little, and I think that was my way to Scotland.
Oh, wow. Whereabouts did you go to school?
Do you want me to start from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, we've not got all day, but if we just briefly go from the schools you went to from when you were born. Not born, but when you started school, so where did you go to your schools?
Earliest version of school that I remember was when I was in Kumasi. My mom was a seamstress at the market, and my dad was one of the first trade union people in Ghana, because he used to go around and tell the cocoa farmers not to sell to the local, regional collector.
Okay.
Right, but to form a cooperative so that they can sell at a higher price.
Oh, that's good.
Yes. So basically, my life have been full of interesting factors, including the day I was born or the day before I was born. But I don't think we have enough time for it.
What happened those days?
The day before I was born, my father was arrested because canvassing in those days to the farmers was seen as sabotage to the government.
Right.
So he was arrested and he was on his way to a prison in Bekwai, which is just about 20 miles away from my house. But because all the policemen who came to arrest him knew him and respected him for what he was doing, he asked if he could come to the village and see his wife, who is heavily pregnant.
Right. With you.
With me, of course. So they drove him to the village.
Detour from the prison.
Completely. And they brought him to my village, and he saw my mom, and then they took him to prison.
Wow.
So I was born the next day.
Oh, so how long was he in prison?
Honestly, I cannot remember asking that question, but from a sequences of events that happened, is that he was in prison. I know I was there, but I did not know anything. But on the day of my baptism, right, he must have been there.
So when were you baptized?
I think in Ghana, probably 2 weeks.
After you were born?
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay. All right. So it wasn't like a long-term thing.
no.
And okay, so back to the schooling situation. So where did you go to school?
I went to school. My first school that I can remember was in Kumasi, Roman Catholic primary school. My second school was in Accra.
So did the family move to Accra?
Yes. Our family were quite transient.
So your my grandparents had been to like Rome and traveled around the world, even back then when it wasn't as common to be
I'll
traveling.
tell you what. One of the best things of my father traveling, right, in those days was that he will come home with the British Overseas Airway Corporation bags, one for each child, filled with goodies, you know. And if you had one of those, then at least you knew somebody who'd flown, you know. So we followed my father as he progressed, and I'm very proud of him because for somebody who just had 10 years of education, he did something really remarkable, you know. So yes, so okay, I went from Accra, and I went to Kutubabi Boys School in
Oh,
Accra,
oh
in what is
right.
called Pig Farm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and part of our afternoon entertainment during our break was to go to the pig farm and watch the pigs.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, from there, I went to Swede Road Secondary School, which is in the central region, not far from Winneba, actually, where I was there for 5 years, right? And finished. Did not get all the grades I wanted.
Oh.
No, but I loved it.
Oh,
The
okay.
only subject I was interested in was history, geography, and music. Finished secondary school there.
And then what happened next? What did you do after that?
That was when my life really started. In fact, my life really started when I was in the secondary school,
Okay.
because in the 5 years that I was there, I was suspended 12 times.
Wow. For what?
For most of it, for playing the piano in the main hall.
Okay.
We used to go and play boogie woogie, rock piano. Um, and this piano was out of bounds except for the pianist.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I mean, I was very interested in music. They were interested in music only at church time.
Oh.
So we used to sneak in and play it. And every time, even if it wasn't me, it was blame on me.
Oh. And so you were obviously like into music, and I guess what did you do after you finished school, work-wise?
Work-wise, I joined the family business, which is we had licenses, to get cement and building rods and everything. Anyway, but latterly it was mainly cement. We have an allocation that we had to collect every day, which was 2,000 bags from the cement factory in Tema.
Wow.
And we will have people placing orders. So I then got into that anyway, and after that, no, midway through that, I got allocated to Aflao in Lome, next to the border. And interestingly enough, my father's friend was the head of police and customs. So I stayed with all the policemen for my first, 3 months there.
Oh, wow.
So I was known to all the policemen.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I
And
guess.
the chief of customs in Togo, who was based at the Aflao border, was building his family house. So he got cement from me.
Okay, that's good.
So I was living the life of Riley.
Granddad was involved in. Well, what was the situation around Granddad and the coup in Ghana?
Well, as I told you from the beginning, right, my father was heavily politicized, right? Nkrumah was one of his friends, the then,
Kwame Nkrumah.
yeah, because the wealth of the country depended on the farmers being able to shift the emphasis of selling to an agent who bought at a very low rate. So my father was brought to the attention of the authorities by organizing the trade union,
Okay.
which eventually became TUC. And in fact, my dad at one point was the head of it.
Okay.
So in all political situations, he was there.
Right.
Yeah. So he knew all the people that counted. And so every time there was a coup, my father was arrested
Oh, right.
because he was seen as a potential threat.
Okay.
They make a list of all the friends
Mm.
and they come and take you away.
Oh, gosh. It's quite horrible
My
for you
father was
guys.
never arrested in the Nkrumah days.
Okay.
It's after Nkrumah that his problem really started.
So, did you ever meet Kwame Nkrumah?
I never met Kwame Nkrumah myself, but I met the Queen.
The Queen, like the British Queen?
I met the British Queen when she was a young woman
In Ghana?
in Ghana.
What was going
I
on
think I
there?
was about 6.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad was one of the dignitaries invited to the occasion of her being in Ghana. And we were living at Kumasi in what they used to call North Estate. And it turned out we went anyway. We were dressed up to the nines. And my younger brother says he actually thinks he's got that picture of us shaking the Queen's
Oh,
hand,
wow.
which I've asked him to go and search for anyway.
So was this during the time that Ghana was colonized by Britain or after?
This would have been post-independence
Right, okay.
because I was born in 1952
Yeah,
and I was about 7.
1957
So
was
it was the Queen's first visit to Ghana.
after
Yeah.
independence.
And do you know the interesting thing about the whole fact is that the regional commissioner in Ghana was my best pal. He was my best pal. We were all little anyway.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we knew each other even at the time.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Before I finished my course, I applied to go and do ophthalmology in Belfast.
Okay.
And I lived next to the Falls Road at the time when, the only black men there were soldiers. And I walked down Falls Road one day, cleanly shaved, and we were beckoned to come into a pub. It was me and a Nigerian guy. We were welcome.
Oh.
Yes, the kind of welcome you cannot refuse. And we went in there and they said, "Hi guys, what do you want to drink? Free drinks, everything in the back room." And they said, "What are you doing here?" Because we were both cleanly shaved, And after 1 hour of being in there, I said to them, can you phone this guy? Because I was in the Catholic area.
Right, okay.
Right. My principal snooker teacher was the head of administration in the hospital on Falls Road, Royal Victoria Hospital.
Okay.
Okay. And they phoned him, and 5 minutes later they said, you guys are okay.
That's good.
But what he told me was that the reason why you both were pulled in, as he said, was because you look like soldiers.
Oh, right, okay.
Right. And he said, and so I said, what can I do about it? He said, grow a beard.
Oh, right.
So that is why I have my beard. It started off in Belfast.
Thanks so much for watching my video today, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next time.